I am quite sure that a person out there may give a knee jerk response to the title question: is it really cheaper to buy in bulk? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jan. Welcome to another episode on this channel, the Save Money More with Jan channel. Let's jump right into it. By the way, I hope everybody's doing well. Is it really cheaper to buy in bulk? I bet a few hands out there going, yeah, yeah, of course, sure, yeah. Not really. Not always. And it is purely negotiable. It is purely debatable. Jan, what are you talking about? I'm going to give you a little for instance. Okay. Sometimes when we think of buying bulk, we think of big, big, big packages like loading up the trucks or the cars, big, 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 big boxes. No, no, no. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about a thing called economy size. I don't know if it's necessarily the truth. All right, I'll give you an example. I was having a chat with a friend the other day. They were contemplating ordering on Amazon, a platform of which I am a great purchaser, but I have no affiliation with. Just saying, just saying. So this person was considering buying a certain type of over the counter medication on it. And, whatever the specific brand was, I don't remember the brand name. It was like an off name brand. Okay. And let's just pretend that the quantity of the tablets or caplets or whatever they call them in that thing, let's pretend that for the smallest price and the smallest size was about 200 tablets or caplets in it versus, no, wait, let's see, the smallest price I believe was near, let's just call it $4.99. Let's just call it that for 200 or so tablets or caplets, as opposed to if you bump it up to $7 for 600 of those tablets. How do you feel about that? What is the cheaper price there, in your opinion? Let me know in the comments section below. I'll let you know what it would be in my opinion. And this is where it's always debatable. This is where it's always changeable, and it always depends on one's situation. Now, for my own personal needs, I hardly use, thankfully, and I don't take it for granted, over the counter anything. Okay. So for myself personally, I would not, I would not go for the economy size with the like 600 caplets. That would take like, I guess, the rest of my life to use. Okay. And in my opinion, I'm no medical expert here, but if I look at the bottle, it's going to have like a best if used by date on there, and it would more than likely expire in my case. You see, this is what I'm trying to point out. Now, let's say 250 for $4.99 for me would be a better deal. So for me, I would go smaller rather than larger. You see where I'm going with this. Now, conversely, let's say there's a person that has chronic pain and they have to take XYZ medication every day, twice a day, as prescribed by their doctor's advice. Okay. Well, in a case like that, they're using it often. Hey, go for the bigger one. It all depends. That's why there's really no snap decision, knee jerk, unless you know your circumstances so well. And that's why it also pays to know the unit prices of things. Sometimes we see packaging that looks so volume filled, voluminous, or whatever you want to call it. And you're thinking you're getting a better deal. Here's another example of that. You go into those like discounted dollar type stores and you look at bathroom tissue. Did you ever notice their bathroom tissue, their version of bathroom tissue? It looks so big, big, big. What they're doing is puffing that thing up with air. Yeah, 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 yeah. Making you think it's so big. No, no, no. Check that out. That could be a big ripoff. And it looks like, oh my gosh, I'm really getting such, value. No, 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 no. Now, in a case of, let's say, Scott, I'm going to use the name Scott bathroom paper. Okay. One of the best. In addition, another company I believe in is great is Markel. Okay. Now, those I know factually are great, great products. If I could get that at a better cost and a bunch of it, here's where it's really important to be a little bit of a bean counter. You've probably heard me say that in the past, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I have seen really, really good deals. For example, on the Scott bathroom tissue, they have them on sale oftentimes on the Amazon platform, of which I don't get an extra dime for mentioning it. I'm just saying, okay? On the Amazon platform, you could get some really good deals. If you know that there is a product that your family absolutely enjoys using, whether it's bathroom tissue, whether it's paper towel, or a certain type of dish liquid, for example, then go for it. And if you could get that in bulk, knowing you are guaranteed to use it. I like to buy purchases that I know guaranteed I always will buy, and I will always try to get the better price or the best price for. Ah, now you're talking. That makes a ton of sense. Okay. But here's where buying in bulk could be a waste. Okay. It could be a waste if it's a product you're not familiar with, or if it's a product that your family, well, they're kind of wishy-washy about. It just collects dust. Okay, now let's talk about Scott bathroom tissue again for a second. The one that I'm referring to, I believe they call it one ply, right? And it says 1,000 sheets are all on that. Okay, there's another product. There's another type of bathroom tissue under the Scott name that, I'll be honest with you, it reminds me, I'm sorry to report, but looking at it, it reminds me of the ones you would see in the dollar type store. So it depends on your budget and everything else. Now, here are the perks, of course, to buying in bulk. Products that you like, products that you know you're going to use, and if you get it at the best price. Here are the perks: less deliveries or slash less trips, actual trips to wherever the source of or store or place that you're getting this item from. Okay. Let's say many people at the middle towards the end of the summer, they start talking a lot about canning, about refilling the stockpile. And that's like a great time of the year when people really start thinking of their bulk purchases. Okay. And that's one of the great things. You save on gas if you do it less often if you're driving. I don't care if the prices are down. Frugal tools work any time of the year with any economic situation. I never paid 1 ounce of attention. I want to talk a minute about this. I never paid 1 ounce of attention at all whatsoever to when the prices were going berserk. I just took out my frugal toolbox and I utilized the tools, the tips, and the tricks that, let's say, grandma might have used and probably did use. I remember grandparents, like of kids of our generation, if you're over a certain age, our grandparents, they wouldn't even think of wasting anything. They didn't waste a thing. God bless them for it. I think there's something to be said. Waste not, want not. Honestly, too much wastefulness, ridiculousness, in my honest, going on these days. I have to just say it just like that. It's ridiculous the amount of oh wastefulness. All right. So I shudder. I shudder at the thought. But it's also wasteful, in my honest, to buy things in bulk that you are not going to use. To buy things you're not going to use, or it's going to go on the on the back burner and dust. The only thing good that came out of it is you really realize you didn't like the product. Here's a little bit of a challenge for yourself. Go around your stockroom, your pantry. I don't care if your pantry is a cardboard box. I don't care. I could care less. It's your space to store your little stockpile. Okay? Great. All right. So let's look in it. What did you notice there's stuff in there perhaps that like nearing like expiration or it maybe even just expired and you're asking yourself, why was this item not used as much? Why? Were the circumstances extenuating? Perhaps you were, went on a, long-term visit elsewhere. You left your home for a while, whatever. True, understandable. You're not there, you're not there. Okay. But if you're home most of the time, I mean, not vacationing or whatever, and you ask yourself, why is this stuff not ever getting used? Maybe it's something your family doesn't like that much. Honestly, I rather get and pay a little bit more for stuff that we like, for example, as opposed to, well, so you know what? If it's good enough, donate that to a charitable cause, you know, not expired stuff, but near expired that you really but someone else, listen, something that you may not like, someone else may love. Or give it to a friend or donate it to a church or some organization just to let it sit there and rot. Nah, that's not good. That's why there's really no clear answer to the question. In my honest, is it really cheaper to buy in bulk? Here's my summarization of that. Is it really cheaper to buy in bulk? Here's my answer. Sometimes. That's the best answer that I could come up with. If there's an answer that you can come up with, what is your idea about this? Please let all of us know where in the comment section below. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate everybody's time. Do know that every single day of the year or day of the week, I upload at 5 a.m. Don't hesitate to have a cup of coffee with me, butter some toast, make some eggs. The good news is you don't have to stare at anything. You just put it on as if you're listening to a radio show. That was the whole purpose of my audio shows, okay? Because I'm a talker, okay? I'm not a fan of being on camera. I'm not an on camera kind of gal. I just am not. I'm more of a behind the scenes person, always was my whole life. Even though I taught and everything, I had to get up in front of people and all that. Honestly, I'd rather be a behind the scenes kind of person. So for me, my shows are audio. Once in a while, maybe once or twice a month, you see me give you a wave on camera. But I'm not a fan of going on camera. Now, some people, they're on camera kind of people. God bless them. That is not me. I could tell a story without being on camera. That's just me. I'm just saying. All right. Thank you so much for being here every single day, 5 a.m. or whenever the best time is for you. If a video feels a little long to you, but you do like it, just press pause. You could always go back to it. But the one thing that would really, 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 really make me happy, don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.